Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking this piece of rustic black walnut and this piece of figured maple here and making an old grandma's recipe box. The first thing we got to do is cut it up, a few pieces of it, and get it milled down. So let's get started on that. Because I've been building cabinet doors in my shop for the last couple of days, I had 27 cabinet doors and I think it was 9 drawer fronts that I had to build. And of course they picked the one wood that I really don't like working with because it's so splintery, and that's oak. So I haven't had a chance to clean my shop up since then. So I'm not going to clean the chop saw off and all that. I'm just going to cut this with a skill saw. I think I've also got to switch my table saw around because I built a box joint jig this morning, kind of like the one Katz Moses did, except this one was a reiteration of it by a guy, Inspired Woodworks, I think is the name of the channel. But anyway, it's the one with the little screws on the end down here. Works great. This thing actually works really good. So real nice tight box joints. But I've got to switch the dado blade out. Get this out of the way so we can start squaring wood up, and we'll get started on that. And I gotta see if I can find a decent saw blade in my shop. I know I've got a few. I'm gonna keep all this stuff for this dado blade separate for now because I'm gonna do this box with box joints. That's why I built a new box joint jig this morning. I got my old one around here somewhere, but I couldn't find it, so I don't know. I may have cut it up and used it for something else, or I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Anybody else ever realize how hard these things are to get off of here? Especially the little washers. They fit these arbors so tight. It might help if I put the blade on facing in the right direction, unless I'm cutting vinyl siding. I don't think that's gonna work. At least I noticed it before I tried to cut anything. I'd have felt real dumb then. Boy, I could have cut up some siding. In case y'all don't know, when you're cutting soffit and facial, it's made out of vinyl. If you turn your saw blade backwards, it cuts real good. Doesn't bust all the pieces. That's if you ever got to do a soffit and facial on your house, or if you ever just get a job doing soffit and facial. See how flat this is. I may have to. That's pretty good. Being such short pieces, I think I'll be all right. That's not good. That's got a big old. That side, in case y'all can see that, that's pretty good there. So I'm gonna run off of that side. I'm gonna get this thing squared up. Then we're gonna take it to the bandsaw. I'm gonna rip it down. But first thing we're gonna do is square it up right here at the table saw. I'm gonna turn this noisy vacuum on. Alright, I have figured that my final dimensions would be 5 inches high, 4 inches wide, and 7 1/8 long. So I'm gonna start out with go ahead and go 4 1/2. That way they can get more recipe cards in there if they want to buy some more later. I'm not supplying that many of them. Yeah, I'm off of that side. Now we'll go over here to the chop saw and get these cut down. Start out with 9 inches. And see, I went to 4 1/2. That was the height. I needed it to be 5 inches high. So that actually changes the way I'm going to do my bottom now. It will still inset into here, but it'll be 3/4 or 1 inch thick, and it'll only inset now. It'll only inset like 1/8 of an inch, so that the top can inset like 1/4. All right, so that just made the job a lot tougher. Got to pay attention. All right, now we got to rip this down on the bandsaw. I need all this to start out at about 5/8. I need 2 of these at 5/8. I'm going to go eventually with 1/2 inch, but I'm going to have to run it through the, no, these are too short to run through there now. I'll just be sanding. Oh well, that's what happens. Exactly a 1/2 inch. Now if I leave the line, we should be all right. We're gonna go set this at the bandsaw, get these cut down. And there's the 3 pieces that are going to make up the box. These are the 2 sides. This is going to be the front and the back. This is going to be the bottom. This is going to be the top. One of these, I'm not sure which yet. Actually, this is going to be the top or the bottom. And one of these is going to be the other. Haven't decided on that yet. I'll figure it out once I get the box built and see how it looks. First thing we got to do though is cut these down on the chop saw to 7 1/8. I do not like these big giant Stanley Fat Max tape measures. Not good for some of the work that I do. I don't know why I marked both of them. I'm gonna cut them both at once. So 7 1/8 was my total on the outside. So that's what I'm gonna mark these at. 7 1/8. Actually, I should cut that a little long because I'm gonna lose about 3/64 with the box joint on each end. Not much, but enough. I'm going to cut them just a hair long. Not much. You can see just a hair. I'm just going to split right in the middle. Box joint jig all back together. Well, that was hard enough to get back out of there. Take the vacuum lines all loose and dig it out of the bottom. And more fun than I wanted to have. Set back. See if I can make some more dumb mistakes. Boy, that Timberwolf bandsaw blade really does make some nice cuts. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but that is so sandable. Once I got that bandsaw set up right, man. If y'all don't know how to do that, go over and watch the bandsaw guy. I can't think of his name, but he knows everything about bandsaws, I think. Alright, what I'm going to do is run all 4 of these first. fits together great. Had I set my saw deep enough. But I mean, it had to be sanded anyway, right? I believe that's going to be just fine. Let's make sure a recipe card will fit in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fits right in there. That's great. Get some glue on that. We'll have to let that set for a little bit. Barbecue grill brush. 10 for $2 or something off of Temu, I think it is. Go. We'll set that to the side and let it dry. First we'll get a measurement. Seven and 3/16, 4 and 7/16. Make a decision on what's the top and what's the bottom. I want that to be the bottom. It's got a crack in it. So it's definitely going to be this. I want this base to fit on the inside. Take that off of this edge, one saw blade all the way around it, just so that it fits in there. Gives us something to glue up to. Not much, just a little bit, because I went 4.5 instead of 5. I was going to set both sides in 3/8 of an inch, but that's not going to happen now. And now y'all get to watch me set the table saw up again. This will be the third time in this video that we've switched this back and forth. And I get to fight with this dado blade again. This time, I'm going to take my neighbor's advice and let the saw up pretty smart fella sometimes. Not again. What I got is that little bitty lip right there. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. That side's not that bad, but this side is. I know y'all can't see down in there, but it is so close. And I think that it'll bump in there. And I think that's gonna work right there. A lot of sanding. I'm not liking that gap. I'm still gonna, I gotta fix that. That's all even. It's not that. It's that little right there that's causing me the problems. So, much better. Yeah, go a little bit more right here. Now, it fits really good. But right here, a little high, and right here, just a hair. So I'm gonna use this Lowe's plane. This thing cuts pretty good to be so cheap from Lowe's. I say that, and now it's not cutting at all. That little hump right here in the middle. I'm gonna mark that like so. Let's see if I can get that out. I think that's about the last of it. That fits amazing. All right, got that done. We'll get that glued on, clamped up. Sent this thing in here to the lab. Got the box all glued up. Y'all seen the glue up. It's dried. It's been a couple of days. I've got it all sanded down. We've still got to make a top for it. I turned the handle on the lathe. I'm sure y'all didn't want to see that. It only took a minute. If y'all do, just let me know. I'll show you how I turned the handle. It's real easy. Made it look like an old pot handle, but this is definitely a personalized box for somebody. Got the little baby cow in the grass, and that's that. So we'll get that done. We'll go get the box lid built and get a finish on this thing, get it sanded up, get a finish on this thing, get it ready to go out the door. It's gonna look good, guys. It's gonna look good. All right, so the box is finished. Looks good. Now what we gotta do is build a lid for it real quick. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go 1 inch bigger side to side, which is 3 3/8, and then 1 inch bigger end to end, which is 6 7/16. So I'll add 1 inch to that, and then I'll take a 1/2 inch off of my rabbet all the way around this block that I've already cut to the right length and the right size. So actually, I think I'm gonna take another piece of a saw blade off of the width because it is so close to fitting perfect. I'll take a 1/2 a saw blade off. And we'll go down a little bit on this. Had that set up for this other cut, so here we go. Now, side to side, it fits perfect. End to end, what do we have? I am a hair long end to end as well. So I'm gonna go fix that on the chop saw. And there. That is the lid. I like it. Now, I'm gonna set the blade up. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I'm gonna set the blade up. Being how this fits around the box, I'm gonna set the blade up to the depth of these pieces of wood around the edges. Maybe just a hair more. And when I say a hair, I mean just so a fingernail catches. Right about there. I'm gonna lock this blade down. Now I'm gonna come over one saw blade. Might run this twice. Get it a little deeper, but I'm gonna start out right there. Let's see. I want that side to be the inside of the top. And use it to run around these edges. This is the Stanley 90 made in England rabbit plane. So I'll just take that, run around it, clean this edge up. I obviously don't have this thing set up to cut very deep at all. Basically just scraping. So I'm gonna go just a hair more. There we go. There we go. All right, let's see how it fits on our box. That's a little loose. That is not what I wanted. That's actually a lot loose. So, to fix that, I would have to take that all the way off. I think I'm just gonna live with it. You could always drop that down just a hair. Take another half a saw. Okay, there, now, take a razor knife and trim this up a little bit. Now we'll use a rabbit plane again. We'll see how that fits, and we'll slope them two together. That's a little too tight. So, side to side. Too tight. Too tight. All right, we'll just keep working on that until we get it to fit here. Putting a small angle on it. Kind of like a dovetail, I guess. Just trying to fix a mistake, that's all. And make it fit tight, that's what we want. We want it to slide down in there and fit kind of snug. We don't want it to be loose and rattly. That is getting so close. I can feel it wanting to go down in there. I'm not gonna force it because now I'm stuck. I think good sharp chisel. I can just clean this edge up just a little bit. I said with a good sharp chisel, and then I grab a chisel that I use for chiseling on steel or something. Here we go. Oh, that is so close. Side to side, it's still a little bit too wide. Take that much at one time, but sometimes you have to change your game plans. Fits in the end good. So side to side, I need to take a little bit more off of, one more pass off both sides. I think we'll be all right. So was that. But we're good because it still doesn't fit. Take a little bit off end to end. That is gonna do it. Fits on there nice and tight. How's it going, Mr. Mark? Pretty good. Pretty good. Let me take a little bit more off of it. That's too tight of a fit. You want to be able to get the lid off without fighting with it too much. But no play. Perfect. All right, now we'll drill a handle out. All right, one of the last things to do is put some sort of edge on this. Tighten that up just a hair. And get a new battery. And back in business, figuring out where we were at. We'll find center by going corner to corner. Making just a little small mark in here. And that's that. Now, I think it was about a ½ inch. That's it. Nice tight fit. Looks good. I like it. Little clue. Okay. So I've got all the sanding done on the bottom and the top of this box. And today we're going to be applying what's supposed to be as good as Rubio Monocoat. 10-to-1 hard wax. We're not going to measure it out. We're just going to guess at it. I don't have measuring spoons out here. I'm gonna eyeball it. I've already shook it up for a while. That looks like it'll be enough to do the box. That's about 10 to 1. Close enough. I'm gonna find something to stir this up. I'll use this. Oh, you can see it mixing up. I also recommend you use like a spatula to put this stuff on too, so I don't know why, but that's what we're gonna do. See how it looks when we're done. Go ahead and do my chisel while I'm out here. My new skew. Let's see how this makes it look. Not sure this is the right thing to be buffing this up with, but oh well. We didn't do the right thing to start with, so. Man, that looks good. I don't know if any of y'all out there has ever tried this particular product, but man, it gives that wood an amazing look. That looks really good. And there's little Daisy, the little baby cow. Set that over here. Let that dry. Now we'll try to figure out a way to hold this thing. And there it is, all finished up. Nice little recipe box. Homeowner asked me to make it. They said they seen my YouTube. Want to know if I'd make them a recipe box as a gift for their daughter. There it is. It's as good as it gets. And by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave some comments, especially about this general finishes. If y'all have ever used it, if I used it right, just let me know. Tell me in the comments.